There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. You gotta let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
All right, let's go right into prayer.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Our thoughts are prayers, the tools that we create with. Our thoughts are prayers, that spirit resonates with. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of mindfulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. Every thought becomes a prayer.
Yes, every thought becomes a prayer. So let's just take this right into our sacred centers, praying to and with that divine being that is always a part of us. We come together in consciousness to recognize our divinity within ourselves and in one another. And it is from this consciousness that we pray. Divine Spirit, Mother, Father, God, great mystery, source. We claim truth. We claim the word. We match our vibration with what we are about to hear, to speak, to experience. We know that we are divinely guided, and we are grateful, so very grateful, to have the ability to choose, to open up to gratitude, to see the love divine in our neighbors, our brothers, our sisters' eyes, to celebrate unity among all people. As we are moving our week so quickly towards Thanksgiving, we are grateful that we can choose an attitude of gratitude so that our week may flow in grace with ease and the protection of the light of knowing that we are all safe and that all is well. And at the highest level, everything is for us and exactly as it needs to be, to experience the truth, to experience oneness, and take joy in celebration of Thanksgiving. And so it is. We're going to move right into the Lord's Prayer, but first I would like to just, as we bring that up on the screen and we see those words, we know that we pray it for ourselves. This is more of an outline on how to pray. Praying to the Father, praying oneness with the kingdom, knowing that the earth plane is a consciousness, heaven is a consciousness, and we can bring those together. And so with that higher knowing about this prayer, I would invite you now to speak the names of those that you would like to bring into that knowing. I know that Judy is coming up with a health challenge this morning, and so we want to hold her in this prayer as well. And so whatever names you would like to speak out loud right now, you may go ahead and do so. Bruce, Teresa. So let's take these souls and all others with us as we say the Our Father. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. And give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. And so it is. Okay. All right, I would invite you now to just hold on to those animals as we're continually infusing them with the love that we are throughout the service. But anything else that might be distracting to you, go ahead and let that go. Be as comfortable as you can in your seat as we're moving toward meditation. So closing your eyes, knowing you are completely safe, that everything is well, everything is exactly as it should be for your peace, for your comfort, for your ability to relax, let go, and surrender. Release and let go and breathe. Breathing in light and love, and exhaling more light, more love. As you breathe in, breathe into your heart center and let all of those good vibes expand. And then when you exhale, you're exhaling more of that. Breathing in, breathing out. And with every out breath, there's a little bit more of letting go, leaning in, and knowing that all is well. All is exactly as it should be. Now, as we share this sacred, peaceful place, allow my words to be your words as I read from the daily word for this week. Thankful. I am thankful. Gratitude frames my days throughout the entire year. My gratitude expands to all things, so I let my thoughts of thanks radiate out to bless everything in my life. As I give thanks for the love of family and friends, my circle of loving relationships enlarges to allow for even more expressions of love and deeper satisfaction. I give thanks for my little successes as well as my big ones, and I open the way for new, greater adventures and expanding supply. I give thanks for clarity of thought and notice that my peace of mind deepens. I give thanks for the divine activity within my body and mind and feel renewed and revitalized. As my day winds to a close, I take time to appreciate and celebrate each and every moment of the day that has touched my heart. And from Psalm 23, verse 6, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And so returning your attention once more to your breath, breathing in light and love, allowing that expanding in your heart center, feeling the gratitude of the experience, and exhaling more of that. Couple more big breaths in, cleansing and releasing. And letting go, knowing in truth, all is well, and so it is.
We are all angels who only have one wing. All angels searching for each other. All angels who cannot reach the sky. 'Cause we need each other to fly. Do you know there are angels in our midst? Can you hear them? Can you feel them? They're all around you, with you every day. Do you see them, or do you look the other way? It's that man that I forgot to kiss as I hurried out the door, or that stranger that said hello that I ignored. They are angels. They are angels. We are angels. We are all angels who only have one wing. All angels searching for each other. All angels who cannot reach the sky. 'Cause we need each other to fly. My life gets so busy, time goes by so fast. I rush through the day trying to make each moment last. But when I take the time to look around, I see sweet angels smiling back at me. Everywhere at any time, I need to open up my eyes and see the beauty that surrounds me. Now I realize we are angels. We are angels. We are angels. We are all angels who only have one wing. All angels searching for each other. All angels who cannot reach the sky. 'Cause we need each other to fly. 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 We need each other.
Need each other to fly. You know, I don't know about you, but I have a hard time relying on other people. I don't know what that is. I think we're just in a culture of, I can do it myself. And if I want it done right, I'm going to do it myself. I'm not sure how deep that goes in you, But I think maybe it's got to be from my childhood, right? Everything's from my childhood. There wasn't anybody I could really depend on in my childhood. And so, I wasn't homeless and on the street. I had a family, I had a home. But to depend on someone to take care of my soul, I was very lucky to have, I went to a parochial school. Some people think that's horrible, but really it was this very strict environment. But I had a glimpse into faith every day. Religion wasn't really talked about as much as you would think it would be, at least not until I got into high school, and there were a lot of religious classes in high school. But in my formative years, I just remembered something. We would visit our grandparents on Sunday afternoons, and it would get dark and we'd go home. And my grandparents would always walk outside with us to the car, and they'd stand there as we got in the car, and then we'd drive off and they're waving. And I asked my parents, why do they always do that? They do that every time. Why do they do that? And one of them said, well, because they love you. And that was such a pivotal moment for me, because love wasn't really expressed in my household the way it is, the way I see it expressed in other families today, the way we expressed it with our girls when they were little. That wasn't part of my experience. And so to have probably my mom say, well, because they love you, like, duh, that was very impactful, that they would show that love in that way. And so I became very grateful for my grandparents and the time that I got to spend with them, because I knew that they loved me. And so many of us are walking around not knowing how loved we are. We don't always have the right person in our life or the right situation in our life where we are feeling embraced. Not necessarily physically, but just feeling that embrace, that human connection where we get to know love. And so we rely on ourselves. We think we can do things by ourselves. We forget that we are all angels here to support one another. And that sometimes all we have to do is just ask. Ask for that support. Ask for love in the form of a hug or in the form of a kind word. I love this line. They're all around you, with you every day. Do you see them or do you look the other way? If we can come to a place within us where we are expressing that attitude of gratitude, everything opens up for us. It's like magic. When we can praise ourselves, good job, whatever it is, get into that mode of praise. And then you're praising others, complimenting someone's shoes or new haircut. Be comfortable with praise. And then gratitude just blossoms from that. And of course, the result of gratitude is love and more love. But having that attitude of gratitude is that pivotal point. I always think of the symbol of the cross when I think about gratitude, when I think about having an attitude of gratitude, because that cross goes deep down into the earth, and it is foundational. And then the counterpoint can slide anywhere up and down that scale, right? And we know the cross as being up like a third of the way down or 2/3 of the way up, about there, right? That's how we visualize the cross. And we don't talk a lot about the cross in Unity, do we? But I visualize it and I understand it in more of a symbolic and metaphysical way. So if my foundation is gratitude and I can walk in that, then wherever that horizontal plane is, I'm hoping that it falls right into place at the heart center, because at the heart level, it gets to exponentially express love. Gratitude so easily moves right into love. We're going to be talking a lot about all of these things. Next week is, the first week of Advent is hope, along with faith. And hope is the expectation of things unseen, right? It's expectation. And we're always taught, I'm always telling you, let go of the expectations, right? When we're in relationship with anyone, with the mailman, with your beloved, letting go of expectation opens you up for what is actually present now, to the moment. But when we're talking about faith and hope, expectation is the acknowledgement that I, in my gratitude that I stand in my center, I deserve love, if you're at that level. Or if you're higher, I deserve unity with all things. Or if it's lower, I deserve to be grounded in truth, in my knowing. But I deserve it because I walk in gratitude. I deserve good things because I am open to receive them because I walk in gratitude. It's this attitude of gratitude that is transformational. We can take it with us wherever we go. We can choose a higher thought or any thought on that point of the cross. And if you don't know how to do that, if you don't know how to choose a higher thought, you could think of that visual with the cross, and you could just affirm whatever this thought is that I'm having that is making me uncomfortable or is keeping me in resentment. I don't know how to let go of that right now, but I know how to come back to my breath, right? I can just breathe in like we do every Sunday morning, right into that heart center, and release. And breathe in, love and light, and release. Focusing on the breath is a good step number one. And then finding something to praise. Open your eyes after you've taken those breaths. Look around you. Say, wow, somebody really chose a nice color for these walls. Right? And then I am grateful for this space. Wherever you are, right? Look around your home. I am grateful. Or if your home's chaotic, go outside. My home's pretty chaotic right now. It is what it is. Find a place where gratitude is going to be an easy thing for you, right? And then get in that place in your heart and make a practice of doing that so that we're constantly choosing those higher thoughts. So our affirmation for this month, I am gratefully and wonderfully blessed. Say that with me. I am gratefully and wonderfully blessed. William Arthur Ward says, gratitude can transform common days into thanksgiving, turn routine jobs into joy, and change ordinary opportunities into blessings. I love that common days into Thanksgivings. I have someone in my family who's like, Thanksgiving, it's just another Thursday. It's like, really? You know, it's because you're not living in gratitude if you feel that way. So, gratitude can transform common days into thanksgivings, routine jobs into joy. Think about when you're doing any job, whether it's washing the dishes or washing your car, whatever it is, being present to it allows that praise and gratitude to spring forth from you. And then ordinary opportunities with gratitude become blessings because we bless everything. Have you ever done that? Just go through an entire day from the time you get up in the morning to the time you go to bed at night and just say thank you to everything. To everything. Thank you for this music stand that we use as a podium, right? Thank you for this beautiful post that Peggy brought in to share with us. Our beautiful candles. Thank you for our portrait of Jesus that some child prodigy painted at the age of 8. That is amazing. That is amazing. Thank you for this space. Thank you for all of you. Thank you for Mom and Dad hanging on the wall over there. Right? Look at this picture in the back here. All of these different beautiful ways to say God, Yahweh, Adonai. Read that sometime. It's beautiful. We are so blessed. So I let an attitude of gratitude be my guide because I know that I am gratefully and wonderfully blessed. And I want to read to you from the Daily Word from Friday, April 21st, 1972. I replace the word Father with divine mind. So, divine mind, help me this day to cultivate an attitude of gratitude. It says, are we filled with gratitude and thankfulness for life? Do we have a feeling of zest for living? Do we create an atmosphere that is stimulating and invigorating, that makes others happier just by being with us? Do we have an attitude of gratitude that keeps us buoyed up and filled with enthusiasm? Gratitude feels good. Charles Fillmore says, gratitude is a great mind magnet, and when it is expressed from the spiritual standpoint, it is powerfully augmented. The saying of grace at the table has its origin in this idea of the power of increase through giving thanks. That's the full quote. Gratitude is a great mind magnet, and when it is expressed from the spiritual standpoint, it is powerfully augmented. The saying of grace at the table has its origin in this idea of the power of increase through giving thanks. I mean, that just makes you think of the loaves and fishes, right? Just a small amount of food items were collected, and Jesus gave thanks. And there was an abundant supply with more leftovers than they started with. Right? An attitude of gratitude, back to the Daily Word. With an attitude of gratitude, we discover a new dimension in living. We find it easy to express our Christ nature. Jesus had an attitude of gratitude and often reminded his followers to be grateful and to give thanks. When we are grateful, our mind and heart are receptive to the inflow of good. Our mind and heart are receptive to the inflow of good. That's why I want you to have an attitude of gratitude. I think it's fabulous to praise and give thanks to everyone, but what is that doing for you on the inside? Not only does it feel good, but that feel-good feeling, right? That is the vibration of manifestation. That is the vibration of being open to receive your good. It's extremely powerful. The vibration, it just keeps coming back to that. I saw this meme online. It's someone posted it on the Minds Journal, which is like an online platform for writers and people to go and read. And the post was, the universe does this thing where it aligns you with people, things, and situations that match the energy you put out. The more you improve yourself and raise your vibration, the more you will see things that are beneficial to your well-being. The more you will see things that are beneficial to your well-being. So not only are we open to receive our good when we are standing in gratitude, but our minds are altered. We are able to perceive. We are able to discern. We are enlivening all of our 12 powers to make better decisions, to know what is beneficial for our well-being. I mentioned Emily Cady last week in her Lessons in Truth, Lesson 10, how does the attitude of thankfulness bring the fulfillment of our righteous desires? I love that word, righteous. That means we deserve it. It is good. It is standing in truth. It is rightfully ours. We are all the divine children of the one true source. And as those children, we inherit the kingdom. That is our right. And Emily Cady says, probably nothing works more quickly to make the mind receptive and responsive to God ideas than gratitude and thanksgiving. For these attitudes of mind fill us with the expectancy, there's that word again, of the added things promised by Jesus. All of these things shall be added unto you, whatever that is for you. The kingdom is yours. She says, true thanksgiving is the soul's recognition of its relation to God, and there is no limit to its capacity. There is no limit. How fun is that? She says we find that two things occur when thankfulness fills the mind. First, there is increased growth, right? We are metaphysically expanding in our deepening in our understanding. We are evolving. So there is increased growth or expansion in our consciousness, for we have come to the place of acknowledging God as the source of good and ourselves as his heirs. Second, there is a consequent increase in manifestation of this good in body or in affairs. Our recognition of good has prompted our attitude of gratitude, she has in quotes, and this in turn has opened the way for the manifestation of our desire. True thanksgiving may be likened to rain falling upon ready soil, refreshing it and increasing its productiveness. That thankfulness is vital in the fulfillment of our desire. Is not a new teaching. This is not a new teaching. Charles Fillmore reminds us of this in his book, Jesus Christ Heals. The prophets of old knew the power of increase inherent in thanksgiving. Praise ye Jehovah is repeated again and again in the Psalms because the psalmist knew that praise and thanksgiving, divinely directed, tap the mighty reservoirs of the infinite mind. Infinite mind. And then she says, to sum up, true thanksgiving is knowing the good, seeking the good, speaking only good, expecting only good. And the result of these attitudes is to bring the fulfillment of our righteous desires. The fulfillment of our righteous desires. And so, I don't know about you. I hope I've convinced you. I can't do that at all, I know that. But sometimes I like to think I can. I let an attitude of gratitude be my guide. And by expressing gratitude, I am gratefully and wonderfully blessed. Say that with me. I am gratefully and wonderfully blessed. And so it is.
Grateful, grateful, grateful for all the love that I have. Grateful, grateful, grateful for all the love that I have. I am so grateful, so grateful. I am grateful for all the love that I have. I am so grateful, so grateful. I am grateful for all the love that I have. Everywhere I look and every face I see is love reflected, shining back to me. I just give thanks for all these simple things, the joy and peace that gratitude brings. That's why I'm grateful, so very grateful. I am grateful for all the love that I have. I am so grateful, so very grateful. I am grateful for all the love that I have. Every day I wake before I open my eyes, I count my blessings and I realize life is a miracle when I see it that way. I focus on the beauty, that's why I've got to say how I'm grateful, so grateful. I am grateful for all the love that I have. I am so very, very grateful. I am grateful for all the love that I have. I am so grateful, so grateful. Grateful for all the love that I have. I am so grateful, so grateful. I am grateful for all the love. I'm so grateful, grateful, so very grateful. I am grateful for all the love that I have. I am so very, very grateful. I am grateful for all the love that I have. I am grateful for all of my friends. I am grateful for all my friends. I am grateful for my wonderful life. I am grateful for my wonderful life. I am grateful for my radiant health. I am grateful for my radiant health. I am grateful for my abundance. Grateful for my abundance. I am grateful for the joy in my heart. I am grateful for the joy in my heart. I am grateful for the peace that I feel. I am grateful for the peace that I feel. I am grateful for every blessing. Now I'm grateful for every blessing. I am grateful for the love that I have. I am grateful for.
Okay, where are we? Okay, we're at that point. We get to be grateful and full of gratitude as we give our gifts to our community. So I invite you to gather your generous donations, your tithes, your love offerings in your hands, and let's bless them together as we say this prayer over them. Divine love flowing as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful.
me to my highest good? What do I want? What do I desire? What will bring me to my highest good? Prosperity, prosperity, I claim it, I claim it. Abundance, abundance is mine, is mine. Love, love flows through me, flows through me. I feel joy, I feel joy all the time, all the time. I can have it, I can have it. I deserve it, I deserve it. I claim it, I claim it. It is mine, it is mine. I can have it, I can have it. I deserve it, I deserve it. I am it, I am it. It is mine, it is mine. Peace, peace fills my heart, fills my heart. I surrender, I surrender everything, everything. Health, health is my birthright, is my birthright. Passion, passion helps me sing, helps me sing. I can have it, I can have it. I deserve it, I deserve it. I claim it, I claim it. It is mine, it is mine. I can have it, I can have it. I deserve it, I deserve it. I am it, I am it. It's my time, it's my time. Break it on down. Anything I want, anything I desire, anything that brings me to my highest good. Anything I want, anything I desire, anything that brings me to my highest good. I release, and let go, I accept, what is mine, I can have, what I want, and let spirit, direct the flow. Life is good, life is fun, life is great, this song is done.
Yes and yes, I invite you one last time to bring your attention up to the front of this room while we together in unity bless these gifts that have been given. We know that as we give, so that we receive. And in gratitude, we expand our hearts, our minds, our consciousness to open up and experience more light, more love, more presence, more good. And so it is. All right, let's stand and say our prayer for protection. Let's say our prayer together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.